Oh, and thank you so much for joining me here at the Paul Wisdom Project today. So today I have something that's sort of interesting that I wanted to share with you guys, and it's an interesting concept that I've, in a way, come up with on my own. What is that, you ask? Chefspectations. Yeah, that's right. Chefspectations. Now, what are chefspectations? What exactly does that mean? So I came up with this. Actually, I was just thinking. My brain is always, seeming to be doing that about the chef industry. And I came up on something called chef spectations, and what that is the expectation that every chef has different things that they expect from the industry and for themselves and look to improve on. I believe that every chef should have their own expectations. I believe that they shouldn't just, see another chef and say, I want to take what he does and I want to do this and I want to do that just because this chef or that chef does it. I believe that every chef is different, and I think I explained this in one of my other videos. And I believe that every chef should have something different that they expect for themselves, not just for themselves, but also for the kitchens that they run and the kitchens that they cook in. Now, you're gonna probably ask me, well, Paul, what are your expectations? Okay, well, I'll tell you guys what my expectations are, and it's a great question, and I think that every chef should be able to answer this question for themselves. My expectations are that every chef is going to, and like I said, some of these you probably are familiar will be familiar with now if you follow my videos and you watch some of the other videos that I've created. One So my expectations are one, that each chef is going to be passionate. Now, when I say passionate, again, what I'm speaking about is that each chef should feel good about what they do and have a desire to do better at what they do. There's no sense doing something, and I say this a lot, there's no sense doing something if you don't really have a passion for it. And I say that because if you don't have a true passion for it, you're going to seek to do other things and it's going to show in the work that you produce. Because people can always tell, when they look, whether they eat a chef's food or whether they go to a place and they get provided a service, people can tell which people have a passion and which people are just doing it just to escape time, or just for the money. So people can usually tell when people have a passion. The other thing is, my other expectation is for chefs to be, prepared. You know what I mean? When you come into a kitchen, you can't come in and not have a and have an attitude of not being prepared. Like, you actually have to be prepared. And when I say prepared, I'm not just talking about in your mind you're excited, you're ready to cook, but I'm talking like this. You see these here? The thermometer, this is a thermometer, this is a pen, and then this right here is a marker. And these things are what all chefs should have on them at all times when they're in the kitchen. Because when you're in the kitchen, like I said, and I explained this in one of my other videos, when you're cooking in the kitchen, you have a responsibility to hone whatever it is that you're doing. And when I say that, you never know if you'll have to check the temperature of a specific meat. You never know if you will remember something, so you need this pen to be able to write things down. Um, and I mean, and you also have to label stuff using this marker. Now, this is all important stuff. These are things that you may think, okay, well, why is it so important? But it's really important because you just never know when you'll need these things for, like I said, to attempt something, to label, or to just write something down. You might find something really interesting that you learned in a day. Because, like I said, throughout my channel and throughout my videos, that there's always something new to learn within the chef industry. You're never that's And I think that's one of the things I said that I really love about this industry and why I'm so passionate about it, is that no matter how far you come, if you have 20 years of experience, if you've been in this industry forever, which you if you claim that, there's always going to be something to learn. Why is that? Because things are always changing. There's always new technology coming out. There's always people coming up with these brilliant ideas of, I don't know, how to make a simple recipe like brownies or cookies or something. There's always something different coming out. So that's one of my other expectations, making sure that you're prepared. Um, at all times. The other thing, one of my other expectations is that every chef will have a good attitude. Now, good attitude, this actually goes back to, passion. It'll show in what you produce. But I want to speak more along the lines of the fact that you also have to have a really good attitude when you're approaching what it is you're doing within the kitchen. Because good attitudes produce good results. And I think that we need to sort of relearn that in the not just in the chef industry, but the world in general. If you have a bad attitude and you're not very nice to your staff or the people that you work with, it's gonna show, and no one's gonna want to work with you for one. And the second thing is that it's gonna also show again in what you produce. And people will notice the person who actually has a passion and has a good attitude about what they do, and they'll also notice the person who doesn't really have a good attitude, or they've just lost their passion throughout the years. And sad to say, unfortunately, throughout the things that happened with COVID in the past 3 years, in the past years in the past, um, a lot of chefs have lost their passion for the industry, and they've just fallen away from it because this COVID stuff has affected a lot of them, and they just can't do it like the way that they used to. So yeah, those are some of my expectations about the chef industry. Now let me ask you, chefs, what are some of your expectations, chef expectations, chef expectations in of yourselves and in the chef industry? What do you expect? What do you want to continue to implement to better not just yourself but to better other people, other chefs, different things of that nature? Let me know. So yeah, as always, thank you so much for joining me here at the Paul Wisdom Project. I encourage you guys to check out my website. I encourage you guys to check out my videos here. I encourage you to check out my tips and tricks that I've outlined on my website. And hey, if you have anything you want to add, anything that I probably missed, I ask you to please put it in the comments. Comment, email me if you want to speak one on one, or my number's there. You can call me. I love to conversate. I love to gain more insight from more of you guys. It really helps me put these videos together for the Paul Wisdom Project. It really helps. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, and I hope that you found this useful. Thank you.